Recorded?
Should have been.
Now it's recording.
Now it's recording.
Okay, it's recording.
Now repeat it.
Yeah. So, Maria, going back, I always thought I had my health, and so did my husband, until my husband was diagnosed with cancer unexpectedly to us. And sadly, I lost him 8 months later. It turned my world upside down. I had to readjust a lot of things. And one of those things was the priority of my own health. And I found a friend who was also making some very healthy changes, and I started following what she was doing. I got very good results. And not only in my health, but I lost, you could even say X number of pounds, because that gets people's attention because you lost a lot of weight. And in the process, I realized I had ways that I could really help people learn how to, I don't want to know what I said at the end, something about not time freedom, but creating choices in their life that they got control over. They got control over their finances to be able to make better choices in their own life and have the ability to do. I don't remember exactly what I said, but something to that effect. Does anybody remember what I said? Didn't you guys write this down?
I thought she was writing it down.
I thought it was being recorded.
Aren't you the secretary?
I think you just said something like, that you got control over things and then go through the healthy choices. And now you want to help other people get control. I think of, get some.
Pay it forward.
Pay it forward to help others.
Get control of their financial situation so they don't have to go through, they wouldn't have to go through so much turmoil if they were hit unexpectedly with something in their life. Because what that's saying is it could mean the loss of a job for someone. It could be a health challenge for another person. It could be, a change of situation in a relationship. That could really talk to anything. Mm-hmm. So what you're doing is you're making yourself vulnerable by exposing a little bit, but you're not telling them the whole story. And then as they start asking questions, it's totally up to you how much of that story you want to unfold. I surely don't unfold our whole story to people unless I feel comfortable doing that. And obviously there's some people you feel more comfortable and you unfold more details, and others I don't really get into any details. You'll find that most people do not ask you about yourself.
Yeah, they don't.
We offer way too much information.
Go.
We should be asking questions.
Sorry, I had to kick the dog out the door.
That's okay. All right. People, it's very rare that I get my whole 2-minute commercial out because people don't ask questions about us.
No.
So you need to have a 2-minute commercial, but the whole reason you really need to have a 2-minute commercial at this point in your business, we need to have a 2-minute commercial because when we get up in a UBP, we need to be able to have that 2-minute commercial. But where you are at your business right now, you need a 2-minute commercial so that you can whittle it down into a power statement that allows you to evolve the conversation. The only purpose of your power statement is to get people to trust you and feel like there's something there for them to explore. That's it. It's not to tell people about you. It's to raise curiosity and drop the sales filter. So Maria, I think that if you could go back and pull that together, I think you have an incredible power statement there. Mm-hmm. And if you just simply said, you all have the evaluation technique. So if you simply say things like, I'm developing an internet business and I was wondering, I know it may or may not be a fit for you and I'm okay with that either way. or what I typically even say to people is, I don't even say it may or may not be a fit. I automatically say it's probably not a fit for you, and I'm A-okay with that. But I was wondering if you might be able to connect me to some people, if you would be willing to evaluate what we do, if I could show you a little bit of information. So I just completely take it away from them, because I've learned over time that if they are interested, they will always say, well, I'm interested. But if I say it may or may not be a fit, most people are like, oh, she wants me to get involved. And so I just automatically say, it's probably not a fit for you, and I'm A-okay with that. But would you be willing to evaluate? And then at that point, they typically say, well, what is it that you do? Because an internet business wasn't enough for them. And that's where you go into your power statement. I started this internet business because blah, 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 blah. Because they're not buying the internet business. They're buying your story. They're buying your emotion. They're buying you. If they feel that you have the heart and the hero's journey that they could tie into to get what they want, then they'll follow you.
Now, if they are already a customer, so they know a little bit about what we do, is this more for people that as you meet them and you're really prospecting, like people you don't know very well? But if they're like someone you kind of know and they're a customer, you just tweak it? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. No different than we did like with Maria. Maria was a customer. And then we went back and said, you know, this may or may not be a fit for you, but you love the products, you're buying so many of them. Would you be willing to evaluate what's here? It might be an answer to what you're looking for. And we didn't know her whole story at that point, but we knew part of the story. And so we basically said, and then Maria said, I'd be willing to evaluate it. And then you start that process.
Okay.
We got on a three-way call. We didn't release everything. We had a conversation, and slowly, I don't remember how we did it, if it was videos or if we did
A phone call.
we did a phone call, but how did she actually see the business? Was it a video?
I think I sent a video.
Video.
Thank goodness.
Okay.
I wasn't your typical person, though. I was a very easy sell.
But
I need more of you.
but here's the thing, Maria.
I need more of me, too.
No different than Charlotte. Charlotte was a customer buying a lot of product and also leading me to other customers. So now,
I only said no 4 times.
yes, you did.
Stupid.
All right. On to the other side of the screen. Let's help some of you guys. Where are you with it? What do you think you can pull out as power statements?
My thoughts keep going to just getting fed up with feeling like I was being given ultimatums about my life that I had no control over, that I just had to accept the things that were being handed to me or told to me that this is how it has to be. And I got tired of that. So I looked for another answer and found other options. And now that I have found a way to find other options, I know other people are being stuck with these ultimatums, and there are other options out there.
Mm-hmm. And I'm so excited to be helping so many people to be able to get control of their life. I mean, again, you guys all have such incredible stories. I mean,
Every one of them.
every one of you have an incredible story. Most people do. And that's the whole thing. You want to touch that person with your incredible story, because even though their incredible story might not match yours, they feel the heart of yours and they grab onto it. So yes, I think like you and Paul both have incredible stories. I mean, just so everybody knows, Paul's story was like, Paul, I don't even know that we knew your whole story till we read your story.
That's just part of it.
Pip said, it's amazing that man's alive.
I've used all my angels.
Yeah.
Definitely. Paul fell asleep at the wheel numerous times. So he's been in numerous accidents. When we met him, Denise told me he had narcolepsy, basically. And so she said, it's going to be really hard for him to stay awake during the meeting. And I said, well, what if we put him in the front row? And she said, that might help, but I can't promise, and I don't want to be embarrassed. And I looked at Pip and said, well, then we're bringing lots of mocha.
And at the time, he was on 2 heavy narcotic drugs. I mean, the highest doses they would allow. And he still was falling asleep on a regular basis. He couldn't sit down.
So again, your stories are not the same, but they're very similar because they were health challenges. And you were both frustrated with the doctors. I don't ever like to put the doctors under the bus because you don't know, you don't know who you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay to say, I was given an ultimatum that I didn't realize I had choices outside of what I was being given. And I was so frustrated, I just called a friend of mine who I really looked up to see, whether she had any other kind of advice or ideas. And it was life-changing to us. And now we are so excited that we're able to turn around and help other people realize they have choices too, not only in their health, but in their finances, because my background was in financing. Period. And Paul, the only thing you have to change in that is say, and helping people with their health, but also helping people with their financing, because my wife's background was in financing.
Yeah, before I met her, I was going to work till I died.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So again, you're not going to tell them about your whole story. You're going to raise that curiosity that they're going, well, what does your wife do? Or what did she do? And how are you helping people in financing now? Like they might say, well, what did your wife do? And you could say she was in mortgages and lending, and she understood everybody's financing. Don't tell them the whole story, because they really don't care.
But that line about I thought I was going to have to work till I die, that's really strong, because there are so many people who feel that way. And
That's right.
I mean, even people like really professional people, they're like, between the stress and the inability to save, they honestly are all saying the same thing. So I think that's a huge line.
So, and Charlotte, this is not just you, this is pretty much everybody on this call. Not pretty much, it is, including myself. The only one it's not is this one right here. I'm always trying to get him to say more. We all say too much. And we bring the curiosity level down because we've given them too much information.
Yeah.
So Charlotte, when you say that line, don't give the whole enchilada. Just give them that line and then raise the curiosity by saying, I'm so glad, or I'm so excited, or I'm so thankful, or whatever it is that I found a way that I can now help other people. Instead of, because I think in your story you had, I hope to. You don't want to let people hope, because nobody's going to want to follow you then. They're going, oh, she's hoping. Well, I'm hoping too. And so you want them to feel, I'm so excited that I'm working with a team of people who are helping so many people change their lives and change the situation. Okay. So instead of I'm hoping, you want to tell them because you guys we're all working as a team. We are not alone in this. Okay. Miss Laura, you're very quiet.
I am. I'm fading. My voice is fading. But I have what was revised from the full 2-minute to when I read it, it pretty much comes out about 20 seconds, but it's not a power statement. Oh, wait, can you hear me?
Yep, we can. We can.
Oh, okay.
So read it to us, because I'm not sure what you mean it's not a power statement.
Okay. So first, if someone asks me, it's like, what do you do? I'm an internet franchise developer specializing in wellness education, and my husband and I own an insurance brokerage company. And then into my...
okay, hold on. So that's your what do you do?
Yeah.
Okay, so if somebody says to you, let me ask you this. put Market America completely aside, and you're working as a teacher, okay?
Right.
Laura, what do you do?
I'm a teacher.
Ah. So you want a short, concise answer, because nobody's looking to hear what you do. I don't go, I'm an engineer and I work at NASA and I work on this particular part of this particular machine. I'm an occupational therapist and I work with children in developmental disabilities. No, I'm an occupational therapist. So what you want to do is get your what do you do down to something very short. I think you said internet developer.
Franchise developer.
So if you feel comfortable having the conversation that would follow that, then
Mhm.
that's fine.
Mhm.
I'm just going to give you what I found. You might not find the same thing. I found when I said internet franchise developer, people
Red flag.
immediately go, oh, it's a franchise and I don't have money for that.
Oh, gotcha.
So I have eliminated that part and just said, I own an internet business.
Okay.
But again, as long as you can, everyone's different. Somebody can carry that, just like Elizabeth can carry. I help people make a lot of money online. She
Right.
can carry that. She can own it. I couldn't own it.
Right.
So if you can own that, that's fine. But you have
Okay.
whatever you come out with, you have to own. And I would make it short, short, short.
Okay. And then I could go into, with 40 years plus behind my husband and I as business owners in the insurance industry and my experience in special ed, our family always enjoyed flexible income. But when we were hit by a tragedy, when my husband was hit by a truck, and then if there's, like for people around here, I could say US 19, but ordinarily I wouldn't. It turned our lives upside down in a blink of an eye. With 3 children, we needed to figure out things quickly. Through my mom looking for solutions from sciatica pain, I was led to some things that completely changed our world again, but in a good way. My husband was finally able to restore feeling to his feet after doctors had basically written it off. And we love that we also found a way to help lots of other people, not only physically, but also financially by tapping into their L factor. Are you familiar with that? And then that would elicit a conversation. If most people are going to say no, it's the leverage factor. Honestly, the missing ingredient in most people's financial recipe. And who doesn't know people who want some more time freedom and to get rid of some aches and pains? And I'm just really excited going forward because through our insurance business, we have experienced the L factor, and now we can educate. I'm still educating and teaching people how to implement that in their life.
Beautiful. Obviously tightening up
Right.
a little bit, but a power statement for you. And let me throw this out. Like, I know what speaks to me. What speaks to you guys in her story?
Just like a lot of stories, everybody is complacent with their life, but we don't know what the future holds until it hits us upside the head.
That's right.
Mm.
It's the same thing. We both lost our jobs. Maria lost her husband. You lost your sister and you're working ridiculous hours, Charlotte. Paul, you've like had angels around you your whole life. Denise, you went through a medical scare that was like ridiculous that most people would never see in their lives. Laura, your husband was hit by a truck. You know, and I think that even as a pedestrian
Mm-hmm.
and survived it. We
Yep.
all have these incredible stories. So you want to, I would say a power statement for you would be something around this that would be, you know, as business owners, because they don't have to necessarily know what business, or you could say as insurance brokers so that they know you have a financial background. There'd be nothing wrong with that. As insurance brokers for over 40 years, our families really had lots of flexible income. But I tell you what, you don't realize what you don't know until you don't know it. And that when my husband was hit as a pedestrian by a truck, our lives were turned upside down. And thankfully, my mother, of all people, was introduced to a woman that helped her with some sciatica pain, which then in turn helped my husband regain feeling in his feet. And we realized that we needed more leverage in our business as well. And I am so excited to be working with a team of people, bringing that to people.
Mhm.
Sure. I mean, like, that's conversational.
Right.
And that would raise the flag, not raise the flag, but raise the curiosity for people to go, your husband was hit by a truck as a pedestrian? Like, if somebody doesn't ask a question to that statement, they're like checked out.
Yeah.
So you want to use your struggle to help raise curiosity, to elicit more questions and create more conversation.
Okay.
You guys all sound good. So I know we're winding down and everyone's getting tired, and you people all need to go to bed.
I'm the one where it's cold and I'm not coughing and hacking. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
You're not under a lot of stress.
Yeah.
I think Northerners gave it to me from Kentucky 3 weeks ago.
Is this helpful, you guys? Are you
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Very much so.
Okay. So what I want to know, like, obviously we need to keep working on this, but I want you guys to really work on this. And then the next step is really to not video, but record yourself voice-wise. I don't care if it's video or just voice. Record your voice on your phone, on your notes or your video recorder or whatever, so you can hear it back, like play it to us, send it to us as well. So we can all help each other and also get ideas from each other. And then make sure your power statement finishes with another question to get them to continue the conversation with you.
So you're saying put the power statement at the end of our very short 2-minute commercial.
You could, but I'm saying use your power statement before you even give the 2-minute commercial.
Oh, okay.
So you go from what do you do into they look at you and go, you know, you say, I own an internet business. Oh, like what kind? Well, it's an internet business. And then that's where you have to come up with a little longer, what do you do? And that's where I basically say, we help people create streams alongside of what they currently do that match them in their industry. Because truly we can. If somebody shops, I can do that. If somebody's buying car parts, I can do that. If somebody's buying vitamins, I can do that. If somebody's in the salon industry, I can do that. If somebody's into the fitness industry, I can do that. So I just throw it out that we align people to create income streams alongside what they currently do.
One more time.
We align people to create income streams alongside of what they currently do. We align people to earn income streams alongside of what they currently do.
Oh, it's being recorded now anyway.
That's right. I don't need to repeat it
now
again.
it is.
And then from that point, you can either ask, if you know the person, you can ask for an evaluation technique, or you could say, then put in your power statement. You know how people are struggling with, you know, whatever, or you could say, I personally went through a lot of struggles in my life. And so I was looking for something, and I'm so grateful I found. So you're putting your power statement right in there, but without all the details of your 2-minute commercial. So that the idea is that either the conversation ensues to release more of that, or you book an appointment and during that you get to know more about them and they might then get to know more about you. Okay. So I'm thinking we come back again next Monday night. What do you guys tell me, do you like, I have a couple of other people who are newer, who are not executive coordinators yet, who need to hear the same kind of information. So I'm thinking that maybe we do another team call. What do you guys think? I mean, do you feel like, you know, Laura, you've got some team members that could probably stand to hear this, or even like some prospect. Laura, you have a prospect in the funnel who's not on board yet, but she surely could stand to hear some of this.
Right.
You guys feel like that's needed, or should I just go off and kind of offer it to those two other people?
No, I think I'd do it in a group. I think it's more powerful that way.
So you're talking about a whole team call or just adding 2 people?
No, I'm talking about a whole team call that we open it up to the team and do another team call that people can listen. We will record it. And I think we all share, kind of like what we did last time, that you all kind of share pieces that we went from this story. Okay. We've now whittled it down to this power statement, and we talk about that process to help them learn what we're all learning.
I think it would be helpful. And if we know it this far in advance, people can actually, you know, clear their schedule and try and actually make it.
Yeah.
If not, we will record it. I will hit record. All right. So how quickly can you guys get your power statements done and your what do I do question answered? This week?
Yeah.
Wednesday, yeah.
So if we offered a call on Thursday night, no?
No.
I have a Zoom
UBP.
session. I have a Zoom at 8 o'clock with another Easton High School graduate,
Who's that?
Bob Derringer.
Know the name.
I think he graduated with Pip.
Yeah,
Oh,
we actually just recently became friends on Facebook.
well, don't
Well,
go prospecting them. Help
I
them.
posted on Facebook the 20 things to do in 2020 or whatever. I mean, it was a meme. And he sent me a message saying, oh, I really enjoyed your post. I have to work on this one and this one, and I'm pretty much doing this one consistently. And he made some other comment, and somehow it went into, yeah, I'm working on this one and this one too, but I'm trying to do them all, and blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I mentioned somehow about, you know, finding happiness in helping others with my business. And he asked, oh, well, what do you do? And then he said, oh, he says, is that Market America? I see you had, because I had changed my,
Okay.
and so it kind of led to a conversation, and I sent him a couple, you know, the sizzle video, and I sent him your guys' most recent power profile.
Okay, which is actually old.
Yeah, but he responded back that he and his wife would be interested in learning more, and it's motivating seeing someone I went to school with sharing or being highlighted by the company. So we're having a little Zoom session on Thursday night.
Oh, good.
Can we do it next Monday night in replace of this call?
Yeah, so hold on one second, Maria. I'm just going to say that we are available if you want to Zoom Pip into that at some point, just for a short little edification of you. Absolutely, like I would do that to kind of, since there's a familiarity there.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Could we do it next Monday night in place of this? We could. Hold on. Yes. I just saw that my whole calendar was blocked out and I couldn't remember what I had, but I have Lori here for the whole day. She's flying into Jacksonville. So yeah, we could do it next week. Does that, because here's the thing, even if we don't meet ourselves like this, teaching others is teaching all of us because we're getting the practice.
Yeah.
So here's what you need to do. You need to get your power statement recorded and send out to this little group and your what do I do, so that we can make sure that we're ready for next week, so that when I call on each of you, we have, you know, you're ready to, so whatever you have to do to put it up on a, you know, little card in front of you or whatever, and practice it. So you're not, I'm not saying you can't read it, but I want you to say it that it's really coming out of you. It's jumping out of you instead of just you're reading it. And even if you're reading it, if you've practiced it and practiced it and practiced this, it's going to jump out of you more than just reading it for the first time.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Okay, so what we'll do is I'll create the Zoom link. I'm realizing is the same Zoom link all the time if I do a meeting, but I just realized the other night in looking at it, Zoom now has when you pay for it, it has webinars. So I'm actually going to create a webinar in Zoom for next Monday night, so that we have a different link than this meeting.
Okay.
So I'll actually I'll send it out to you guys, and then I'll also post it in BV411.
Okay.
Okay. Any last minute comments?
No.
No? Okay.
No, I will send you guys that link as soon as I create it.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Well, all of you coughers feel better.
Thank you.
That's the good thing of Zoom.
Yeah, not catching the germs.
You got it. And
All right.
we'll talk
All right.
about the week so we get it all together. If you have any ideas for next week's call that you want integrated, let us know.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Sounds like a
Okay.
plan.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.